Good morning. Your history vocab word of the day is appeasement. Appeasement, meaning giving in to someone else because you're just like tired of arguing with them. You're like, fine, I'm just going to give them what they want in the hopes that then this can all be done. I've been thinking about that word a lot with Trump's meeting with Putin and then Trump's subsequent meeting with the different European leaders, including Zelensky, about what to do with Putin. And it really reminds me of 1938, the Munich Agreement. Basically, Mustache guy in Germany had been building his empire, right? He'd already annexed Austria. If you've seen Sound of Music, right? That's the impetus for that whole story. And he really wanted parts of Czechoslovakia, right? It's called the Sudetenland at the time. He wanted the parts that had a large population of German-speaking people. And he said, like, this is very logical. They should become part of my great German empire. And basically, like, if you let me just kind of invade, take this land, you don't go to war with me, then we'll all be good. And the leaders of Europe, very specifically led by Neville Chamberlain, the Prime Minister of Great Britain, sat down with him in Munich, took a bunch of photos with Mustache guy in Germany, and signed an agreement that Chamberlain later said, like, this has established peace for our time. We've done it. Of course, they hadn't done it, and that was because they seriously misread or misunderstood German dude's intentions, right? They thought that he was operating on the same expectations and values that the rest of them were, which is some sort of like stable peace in Europe. They were like, okay, post-Napoleon and then post-World War I, most European leaders were constantly operating on this idea of sort of a balance of power. And what they didn't realize is that German guy actually actively wanted a conflict, right? I mean, he wanted the opposite of what everyone else wanted. He was like, actually, I think I would really benefit from a conflict because I've been building back up my military, post-Treaty of Versailles, all that sort of thing. And so while the rest of the leaders were going to this meeting thinking, okay, we all understand, we're all operating on this idea that we want peace in Europe. And so logically, let's sign this away, let's give it to him, and then we'll all be done. Not realizing that peace in Europe was not at all what that guy wanted. And I've been thinking about the word appeasement and this kind of misunderstanding of different leaders' intentions a lot with both Putin and Trump, because I think there's like a double layer of appeasement happening. I think that there's appeasement of Putin, who wants these different regions of Ukraine that he claims, oh, they have a bunch of Russian-speaking people and people that want to be part of the Russian Empire, specifically the Crimean Peninsula, right? And there's been appeasement that's been happening of Putin for the last decade or more. But I think on another level, there's also appeasement of Trump, of a lot of people, especially in the Republican establishment and like wealthy donors who think that they can control Trump. They think that Trump can just be kind of a puppet that they can use to get the policies and decisions that they want. And I fear that they have been drastically underestimating and misunderstanding Trump's intentions and what he wants, because Trump thrives in chaos. He doesn't want peace and stability. He thrives in chaos. That's when he's been able to like get the most power.